In this video I'm just going to run through how I use fishing as a mindfulness technique where I'm able to live in the moment and be present. Life is often busy with work stresses, family life, and you only get these really small opportunities. So when I'm out fishing, I try to dedicate 10 to 20 minutes of that time into a activity where I'm just trying to be present. So I start off with removing all distractions. So whether it's turning off my phone or putting it on silent, often I'll listen to podcasts and music when I'm fishing, but when I'm doing this I turn it off, or I'll only listen to something that's instrumental, just so I'm by myself. And there's only really one goal. 15 to 20 minutes is just to go fishing. I'm fishing in the moment. I'm not thinking about all the other things that I've got to do tomorrow, all the things that I should have done better than the day. I'm just thinking about what I'm doing at the moment, which is fishing. When I start wandering, or my mind starts thinking about things that I was doing during the day, or ruminating on other thoughts, I'll ground myself by focusing on my retrieve, thinking about where my lure is in the water. If I still can't focus, then I think about my breath. I think about slowly breathing in and my lungs filling up with air. Each time those thoughts come back, I actively try and think of my retrieve, or I actively think of my breath. I'm just thinking about being present right now. I'm going to use all my senses now. What I'll do now is just run you through the thoughts in my head where I'm only thinking about what I'm doing in the moment, the task at hand, which is fishing, not ruminating about any other thoughts. I'm thinking about the area that I'm standing. I know that I'm in between a lot of reeds. There's no rocks around me. I think there's not that many trees behind me, so hopefully there's no snags in front. I'm thinking that in front of me there's probably some reeds in the water, so I'm going to lift my lure out probably about a metre before it comes to the bank. I'm thinking that there's clear structure to my right there and a little pinch in the river. I can see that the water is flowing to my left, so we're looking at a run-out tide. I'm listening in the background. I'm thinking about if there's any splashes. Maybe there'll be a tail around. I look at my lure, remove any debris. I cast out into the area where I got a bite probably at 4 casts ago. I'm only thinking about that. I start thinking about where my lure is. How far is it from the bottom? Is it close enough? I feel a bite. I hear my drag. I know it's at the right amount. I feel excited and nervous at the same time. I see it's a flathead. I think to loosen the drag. I strategize where I'm going to land this fish. I take it through the reeds. The dopamine hits my brain. I feel it. I've landed the fish. When I'm doing these types of activities and feeling present, you are going to feel those annoyances and frustrations and emotions. As long as it's in the moment, it's fine, right? If you hit a snag and you lose a lure, you're going to be pissed. That's fine. These types of activities are really good for your mental health, but they're also really good at improving your fishing game. The more present that you are, the more that you're thinking about how you're going to land the fish, where you're going to cast, where the fish might be, what the structure is around you, and it's only going to improve your catch rate. One of the things, I guess, when you are present as well and you practice a lot, it allows you to think faster as well. So an interesting concept is that you actually think faster than you talk. So sometimes when you're thinking and you have your internal dialogue, it feels like the time that it takes you to think the thought would be a few seconds, but often it's instantaneous. This is actually most notable when I lose a fish, because I'll go back to look at the video and it will happen in a split second, but in the moment I'll be thinking, oh, my drag's too tight, if I loosen it right now I'm going to push my rod to the left to put it down to the water, I can see the whole fish, but in reality it's a split second. So the more time that you practice being present, the quicker that you're able to stack these thoughts as well.
Oh, yes! Oh, what a cracker!
Again, here I lost that fish, and when it breached, in the moment it felt like it was in the air for ages, and I could see the whole fish. I thought about how many centimeters it was. I thought about where my lure is, and then I could literally see the lure flying out of its mouth, and I watch it back and it all happened like that. In the moment I was frustrated about losing the fish, but that was a reaction I was supposed to have. It still makes me feel more alive in the moment. I try and stay in the present. I'm going to do a medium retrieve. I'm going to throw in a little pause here and there. I know that when I pause with these types of lures, they flutter down a little bit. Did the fish hit it on the pause last time? I'm not sure. I'm going to aim my rod down a little bit lower. Now I'm going to cast, and I'm going to get right and close to that structure. I'll let it sink for a few seconds.